All right, everybody. Third time lucky, perhaps. So I'm back, and I'm trying 720p again, 30 FPS, but instead of using my blessed, lovely girlfriend's slow Wi-Fi, I am now using my phone's data, and I've got that tethered to my phone. Yep, crystal clear now. Yeah, buddy, that's what we like to hear. All right, cool. I'm going to go vape out the deck, but don't worry, I can still chat with y'all. And then we're going to dive into some coding stuff. Yeah, boy! That's right. So, like, just for lul's sakes, I swear I love my girlfriend. I'm not shitting on her, but like, check this. Wait, actually, that should go over here. There. So, for reference, for all you up and coming streamers out there, 10.5 megabytes per second download speed is not fantastic. 0.84 megabytes per second upload speed is very not good, especially if you're trying to stream. This was the Wi-Fi test. This is my phone data test. So we're getting over 100 megabytes per second download and 26.2 up. So as Mitch has mentioned, we are clear and we are ready to go. So that's exciting. Anyways, yeah, the next thing on our agenda today is to figure out how to make make this game work on. So we've got portrait. We've got portrait view, or portrait orientation rather. We have portrait orientation controls and UI and all that working. Now we just have to basically translate this into landscape mode, which currently looks like this, apparently, although I bet if we reload it, it'll look even different, which is like all just more fun stuff for us to mess around with. I'm just going to mute this tab. That'll make my life a lot easier. So yeah, when we load it, it looks like that, and then when we resize it, it still apparently looks like that, but I bet you if we load it on portrait, oops, sometimes that happens too, the whole map just fails to render, so that's another little fun bug I'm going to have to look into. Okay, so I guess this is what it looks like. That other thing was clearly just lying to us. Back on the Mac, says Mitching Hour. Yes, sir, I am back on the Mac. I'll switch to this mode when I'm checking the chat. That seems like a cool thing to do. Yeah, back on the Mac. I finally ponied up the money and bought myself a nice MacBook. I got the M1 Pro with, or the 14-inch M1 Pro complete with MagSafe charging, 1, 2, 3 USB-C ports, an HDMI port, which is really nice, and headphone USB jack. I think they all have that. I don't know if I can... I probably can't demo that on stream, but I also have the ghettoest keyboard known to MacBook kind, because I spilled pop all over it and had to rip out a bunch of the keys and clean them to get all the pop out so that they wouldn't be all sticky. But I messed up the shift key, so my MacBook now has a pristine keyboard except for a missing shift key. Love the Mac, can't live without it, he says. Yeah, man, that's... I hate that I'm kind of becoming one of those Mac users. I'm a hardcore Linux user, it pains me. But I can't deny having like full screen applications open and being able to swipe between them is like, that's nice. And also 0.84 upload is good if you want to stream bitmaps to GeoCities, lol. Yeah, dude, I feel that. I mean, it's better than dial-up. Could you imagine if like Twitch, like, you know how they say like timing is everything with startups? It's like, dude, Twitch really nailed their timing, because What happens if Twitch was invented like in the dial-up days? It super wouldn't have caught on. Did you spill pop on the MacBook keyboard or external keyboard? No, I spilled it on the actual MacBook keyboard. I'm like constantly living in fear that there's some pop somewhere floating around in the system and it's just going to destroy the CPU at some point, or like blow out some of the RAM, or like get into one of the speakers or something. It's just a nightmare. Nightmare fuel. That's exactly what it is, Mitch. Yes. That is exactly what it is. Yeah, so anyhow, I'm going to take a stab at this for a moment, and then I'll check the chat. Let's see here. So, yeah, at the moment, portrait works, looks lovely, is actually playable on a portrait phone. I tested it on my phone through the USB debugging thing because my deployment is currently broken. But nevertheless, this though does not look so hot. So I say the first thing I want to do, actually maybe what we can do just to make our lives easier is like all of these elements. So UI root, probably do want the same thing on UI root, I think, because that's just the div that wraps everything in the user interface, which is all now floating over the game. I think that's what that is. Don't quote me on that. Yes, it is. But I want to fix, actually, hold on. First things first, I'm going to hide it so that I can see what's going on with this canvas here, because it's definitely not resizing properly here. And I don't know if that's because of some DevTools thing, but I bet you I know a solution. So, resize UI is currently being called on window.add event listener resize, but we're also going to add another event listener called orientation change, in which we're also going to trigger a resize UI thing. Yes, I am doing some of my UI, my responsive design wizardry with JavaScript, which is sometimes frowned upon. But in this case, I think it's fine because, like, get wrecked, I think it's fine. Also, this is bizarre. So 375 is the height. Oh, it does have margin top applied? Is that right? No? Yes. Margin top right there. Okay. Oh, so maybe it is actually the right size. Like, what happens if I choose a different, like, Pixel 5 or something? Wow, Pixel 5 is very tall and skinny, apparently. Hey, yeah, that actually looks like it is behaving how it's supposed to be, so never mind, we're good. Although I wonder if I did need that. I'm just curious if I comment that out, and then... Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and say I did need that. Orientation change. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, right, because I had the margin top on it. Margin top. Let's just say, if I just get rid of that, will it not matter? Yep. Sweet. You spilled wine all over. All right, back to chat for a moment here. Mitching Hours says he spilled wine on your MacBook Pro in 2013, still getting over it. I think we discussed this at some point because I remember hearing about that specific incident. Yeah, it sticks with you, doesn't it? It's a little haunting. It's haunting is what it is, in my opinion. I think it's a haunting, harrowing even moment when one spills any form of liquid on any form of electronic stuff, particularly expensive electronics. You know what I mean? But yeah, it's not a fun experience. I can confirm. I was like sold instantly the minute I did it. I was sold. It haunts my soul, and it killed my MacBook. Oh, it killed it. No, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry, man. I feel like, you know what it feels like to me? It feels like that movie Final Destination, where all the people avoid death, and then they one by one death hunts them down and kills them because they cheated him one time or something. I feel like that's my MacBook's life now. It cheated death, so like death is just like around every corner trying to kill it. That's how I feel about the state of my computer. 15-incher, couldn't afford to get it again for a few years. Oh, that's horrible, man. I'm so sorry for you. That would be brutal. This is also a really good use case for me to get a Stream Deck again, because then I could just flip around with flip these switches on the fly and be a little bit less ghetto in my presentation here. But yeah, that's rough, man. I am sorry for that. Anyway, I'm going to dive back into a little bit more landscapey stuff, and then a little bit more landscaping, as the cool kids say. And then I will check the chat in like a couple minutes again. Maybe I should have like an automatic timer that tells me to check the chat. That might be a good idea. Look at that in the future. But anyway. So anyway, UI root currently looks like this in landscape mode. Nice, and it looks like it loads up all right. Or not all right, but it loads up the same. So now this is the fun part, is I don't actually have a design as such for landscape mode. However, one thing I'm seeing straight away is for these buttons, I might be able to get away with like stacking them. That doesn't actually matter so much, so I'm going to come back to that. What does matter is in the game HUD, which will be this div, we've got our spacer, which I don't think we're actually going to need anymore. So it already has no styling applied to it, so that's sweet. The HP container, oh, the HUD itself. What am I doing to the HUD itself in this mode? I bet you, oh god, the title screen. I haven't even thought of the title screen. We'll come back to the title screen. The HUD itself is getting a little different here. Flex direction is column and blah blah blah. Padding top. I'm gonna ditch the padding top because I know for a fact that's what the title screen looks like, if anyone was wondering. Like that. Pretty clean. Minimal design, you know, minimal whatever. So what I'm thinking is perhaps, I really don't know, because I need to also somewhere on here fit the joysticks, which this I could probably move out of here. It's a big media query, man. Those can all go up there. Just collapse them to make myself feel better. So those are all out there. Let's see, the other joystick stuff. Do as I say, not as I do, children. I am going to be duplicating code in my CSS. I know. Take him to the gallows. Everyone deserves more. But actually that positioning already kind of works for me. It's somewhat central, and that worked surprisingly better than I thought it was going to. Okay, so now the next step I feel is to get these guys perhaps in the center and kind of just what they are on portrait as well, right? Because on portrait they just kind of scale to fit in the middle there, and then they're interactive. You can tap them to change your element in the game. Why is that? Oh, it's because it's scaling it down. That's why it looks so weird. Anyway, time to check the chat. Chatting. Stream overlays look good. Thank you, Mitch. Glad to see Hex.club is going well. Yes, sir. I've kind of decided maybe, I haven't really decided, I'm playing with the idea of starting to do a few sort of a once a week live stream, because I already have it on. I have permission from my girlfriend basically to have let's see, like one night a week where I indulge in my being crazy and staying up all night-ness. So that is to say, that one night a week has been, I think we've decided, is going to be Friday nights, which makes sense because a lot of young hip kids stay up all night on Friday nights and whatever. So basically my plan is to stay up for quite late into the night, perhaps not all night. Maybe I'll actually become a sane human being one day, but stay up quite late into the night on Friday, and I'm going to do a live stream on Friday nights of whatever it is I'm working on. Yeah, because everybody loves a content schedule with no continuity whatsoever, but that's cool. I'm into that. Yeah, great. Looking forward to that. Sweet, man. Thanks. Yeah. What have you been working on lately, Mitch? My whole life has been around Hex.club and work for jobs, which is actually cool, and a lot of it I can talk about now because it's a lot of open source work I'm doing for work, which is sweet. That's pretty much what I wanted, so that's pretty cool. Ow. Let's see. Mitch says, I've been putting together furniture today for my studio, new desk, new shelves and stuff, absolutely knackered. Yeah, I imagine you would be knackered, but that's pretty exciting. We're getting a new, I've got it on good authority now that the Mitching Hour is working on building a new studio. That's some juicy insider intel. Trying to fit everything together with all the cameras, arms, etc. Nice, very good. I think for my own stream, this new Friday setup that I'm going to give a shot at, I'm going to just try and do it very like low-key, like ghetto stream. Like I want to use like the minimal amount of kit so I can pretty much just pick up my laptop, pick up my phone, and like tether my phone to the computer for internet so I can do it anywhere in Canada, and then just have my laptop and my mouse. I do, as much as they're stupid, I do really like this mouse. Stupid in the way you charge them, of course, but yeah, minimal is good, impromptu is fun. Exactly. What do you have by way of camera arms, Mitch? Like, do you actually have like full-on like whatever they're called, boon arms or boom arms? I forget if it's boom or boon, but yeah, do you have like those like full-on like studio getting gnarly cameras? Because that would be sick. The only other piece of kit I am considering investing in is getting another Stream Deck, because for one thing, they have these white Stream Decks that look like so clean, and they're like limited edition ones on sale at Best Buy right now, and it's like, damn, I want one of those. And then also the other thing is I could start code, like I used to get pretty as Mitch is aware, who I believe is the only viewer at the moment, but as Mitch is aware, my live streams used to get kind of nutty in terms of like going ham with the layouts and stuff. So it would be cool to get Stream Deck so I can start adding little hotkeys for things reminiscent of that. Also, Mitch says, yeah, I've got several desk mounts. The Elgato arms, nice. I forget if mine's Elgato, but I've got an arm for my nice microphone, and heaps of tripods, right on. I've also got a C-stand, but it's metal and heavy, and I don't have enough base for it yet. Fair enough. What's a C-stand? I don't even know what that means. It's a really tiny room, so the amount of equipment crammed in is quite crazy, but sort of part of the fun. I could see that for sure. I can definitely see that. I will say a second monitor would be all right for this, because then like I could have the chat real easy to view. Damn it, I wonder if there's something I could... Oh, I just realized if I don't care about destroying my phone's screen, I could in theory pull up the Twitch chat on that. Moments like this, I wish I still had the iPad that I lent my friend and never got back. Because I've heard tell there's ways you can make iPads into secondary screens for Mac devices. Anyway, I'm going to dive into a little bit more landscape dev, and then I'll jump back into the chat. This whole like dive in, dive out thing kind of works for me too. I don't know. I feel like as long as the chat's not going crazy, it's pretty reasonable. It works. So anyway, this is where we left it. We now have the actual joysticks, which I think are positioned pretty reasonably. And then we just want to basically do the same centering and scaling down thing that we did for the desktop view. So let's see. Where, first of all, that would be HUD mana, which is all we did in the CSS land was margin auto blah 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 and transition something, which would probably go above HUD joysticks. I feel doesn't really matter in this case. Yeah, okay, so that centers it. That's nice. Now we just need to apply that same, or modify that scaling wizardry, which I believe is in our resize UI function. So yeah, right about here. We've got mana bar width, which should actually be accurate. That shouldn't have changed. If I take a look here, it is indeed 610 pixels wide. We can see that in our handy little indicator here when I hover over. Right now we're doing it if show mobile view. Oh, hold on. We're doing it if view width. I wonder if I could just do it as show mobile view, because at this point it doesn't really matter if it's, because we do always in both views want it to be like this. So maybe here we'll say just drop that in there for now and get rid of that and just always apply the scaling. See how that looks. Oh dear. Oh dear, something went terribly wrong. Do we have some console error? What's going on here, people? Oh, it's got scale. Oh, but it's because... Yeah, now my math is wrong. So it's not going to be the view width. Let's say math dot max either view width minus, or wait, no, it'll be min view width minus 32 or mana bar width. Let's just get real hacky with this real fast and say times 0.8. I don't know why, but that number seems to work a lot. Oh, we're getting there, but left bottom. Why is this now? What's interesting? What happens if I throw a margin bottom on this? I'm wondering where it's overflowing right now. 30 pixels. Doesn't seem to be doing nothing. So I guess another thing we could do in styling land is HUD, I believe, is inside of HUD mana. Wait, sorry, HUD mana is inside of HUD is what I meant to say. So yeah, HUD mana, so HUD mana is inside of HUD. So HUD we could change to position not inherit, relative. And then this guy will make position absolute. And we'll do away with all the margining trickery. Margin 0, 0. And then we'll also add up here bottom 0, or bottom 16. Wait, no, I've got a thing for this. 1 rem. Bottom 1 rem, left 0, or 1 rem, right 1 rem. See what happens. Oh dear, it is long gone. Wait, what? Did I just throw all that on HUD? No, I put that on HUD mana. What the hey? Oh, maybe HUD is already absolutely positioned? Is that what was going on there? Yes, it was. So that is completely unnecessary. But there we go. Now we've got that. They got some overlapping tomfoolery going on, but yeah, so now, wait, is it already, it is flex. Nice, okay, so if it's display flex, we can already do some cool stuff there. So we can say, instead of that, we could just say, actually that works. And then we'll just say, justify content center. And that kind of didn't do what we want, but it's getting there. Why the extra margin over here, if that's what that even is? Shouldn't have margin 0? What's the deal there? I'm going to use this actual flex bar. Oh! It's because, perhaps, of the actual circles inside? No, it shouldn't be them. Or, another thing we could potentially do is do flex grow 0, I think. Don't quote me on this. And then I have no idea what I'm doing at this point, but we're getting somewhere, maybe. Margin 0 auto. No. Actually, what if I just gave it a fixed width? Would that be such a terrible thing to do in this case, seeing as I'm already scaling it and messing around with it? So, yeah, I do want to make it position absolute though, because then I can pull it out of the flow, which I think is going to solve a lot of problems. Flex grow 0, I don't think that's doing anything, so let's get rid of that. Let's just say width, and I know it's 610 pixels because I had that written in my JavaScript. So there we go. Now we've got that. Margin 0 auto is getting canceled out because I have margin 0 right beneath it. Funny how that works. But anyway, that's still not centered by my eyes. Unless it has to do with... Oh, weird. They're also not... Oh, right. But I think it locks them until I... There we go. No, it's definitely still not centered. So transform is... Oh, left bottom. Let's do center bottom. Hey, now we're talking. That looks centered? No, it's still not quite, is it? Let's just do... Maybe if I get rid of those margins on the circles? I don't know. I'm going to take a break and check chat for a minute here. Let's see. Chatting. iPad as a secondary screen would be hella handy. I can agree with that, sir. And it kind of bugs me because I have an iPad, and I even saw the friend earlier today who has the iPad, and he's had it for like probably a year and a half. And like, I missed that iPad. I used to draw stuff on it, man. I do really wish it would ping me when I had chats. If I had a feature request for Twitch, it would be that this thing pings me when I get chats. Anyway, one more vape hoot, and then I am back to work. Pardon moi. Let's check my phone battery because that just so happens to be my internet. And it's doing very, very well, so I feel comfortable plugging my vape back in. Anyway, also going to crack a Red Ball. Cheers, everyone. Please sponsor me. That would be sick. Alright. Red Bull activated. Nice. I just realized I had the scene labeled wrong. So I was like, oh damn, am I just streaming Chrome? But I believe I'm streaming everything. Yeah. Alright. Let's see here. Oh, I've also definitely got a bug here because it's like, you can see the class name is like flickering, which to me indicates that it's being updated like every tick of the game, which like in a perfect world would be 60 frames, 60 ticks per second. So that's going to have to change because everyone knows that updating DOM is cheap. Anyway, yeah, I do need to figure out, I get the feeling, I'm just going to test this in the dev tools before I start coding it, but like margin 0 and margin 0. That actually already kind of looks better to me, and if I'm not mistaken, has fixed the, yeah, totally fixed the spacing issue. So, okay. For now, I'm just going to apply this only on these bad boys. I don't know if that actually copied. I don't think it did. Also, why did it select everything? Okay. I bet that didn't work. It sure didn't. HUD mana dash circle. HUD mana dash circle. We'll say margin 0. Now let's just reload that so we get rid of my editor changes. Cool, cool, cool. Getting better. Now I think at this point it would make sense to elevate the joysticks a little bit from the bottom. So like maybe the move here would be to also make this position absolute. Yeah, I think I know how I'm gonna do this, boy. Maybe, I don't know. Yeah, no, act with sheer confidence, Kirk, that what could possibly go wrong. So this will also be position absolute. Position absolute. Oops. Top. We'll say however big that top. Well, no, not even how big that top bar is actually. Yeah, let's just say top 1 rem, which I think is what I was using everywhere else. 16 pixels, 1 rem. Yeah, that looks more or less like that. We'll say, we'll just do left 1 rem for now. I know at some point there's going to be a timer that has to go in here, but I think at the moment it's broken anyway, so I'm just going to go ahead and just pretend it's not there, and who knows, maybe I could just make it something that only shows when you open the leaderboard or something if I needed to. So let's see, 1 rem, boom. Now let's steal all of the stuff that we put in portrait mode, just in terms of shrinking down the HP text, HP bar container, Flex unset. What the hell? Did I do that? I must have. Oh, yeah, okay. Okay, I'll take that too, I suppose. Yeah. Alright, just shopping for some styles here. HP container and container. So I guess we can concatenate these two. Alright, and now we have a full screen, full width thing, kinda. We want to also do calc that, minus 2 rem, 1 for both sides. Now it should be about even. Actually, you know what would be a good place for... I think I know what I'm going to do, bro. I think I know what I'm going to do. I think I'm going to continue with where... Oh, that other... Okay, close the HUD for a minute. Scoreboard, icon bar, that's what we want. So in this case, I think icon bar is going to be positioned... Wait, snag that. Oops. Icon bar is going to be... I can go under all the joystick nonsense. Icon bar will be top, unset, bottom, was it 0 that it's at? Yes it is, so bottom 0. So now that should be at the bottom, correct. And now to get the last of this the way I'm picturing it in my head presently, we'll do HUD joysticks in addition to width 100%, we'll do height 100%. And now it should position them roughly in the center of the thing, which I feel like would feel quite natural in the game. Like if they're in the middle roughly, I don't know, that to me seems right. So now, test to make sure everything still actually works, which I think it is. Yeah, that's looking good to me. Yeah, that all is functional, and changing works, full screen works. That presumably works, although hard to actually say for real, because yeah, it's I also got to get rid of those focus states on these, or hover whatever states, button. We'll say force state, hover, scale, that's all we're changing, so just steal all of this. So we'll say icon bar. This is going to go on both the portrait mode and the landscape mode. Just confirm it works first. Oh, that's a title screen, ladies and gentlemen. There we go. So now it'll just do the same thing. Oh, right, because I didn't change it. Scale 1. So it shouldn't change size whatsoever. Yeah, perfect, which is what we want for mobile. We don't want it to scale up because then it looks kind of out of whack with everything else. Alright, chat check. Aw, no chat. That's okay. I'm still gonna vape for a moment, so if anyone feels like chatting with me while you've got my attention for a moment, feel free to do so. Or if I'm alone on this in this universe, that's okay too. I've made my peace with that many moons ago. Alrighty. Back to work, shall we? Be right back. Just kidding, we're back, baby. Anyway, I'm actually pretty happy with this, and in addition to this being up here, I feel like all of these these buttons work in that corner, and then the timer, when I get that working again, would work good in this corner. That corner. There. I just wanted to do the big mouse. Another thing I think I'm going to do for this particular orientation is this orientation I feel works just fine as having full opacity on all the UI, because none of the UI is overlaying the actual screen. But in this orientation, a lot of the UI is overlapping the screen. Therefore, I feel like two things. First of all, I feel like we got to scale down the minimum, whatever the hell number this is. Let's do 6.5. That looks okay. Also, I feel like that now needs to be 16 pixels. Could be wrong. Ooh. Negative 16 pixels. Did I save it? No. Negative 16 pixels. There we are. Now that looks right to me. The last thing I will say is, why don't we get rid of the margin in both portrait mode and landscape mode, so they're a little bit squished together. Let's see. HUD mana, HUD something. What am I even looking for? HUD circle. I'm looking for a circle, bro. Margin 0. There. Boom. Steal that. HUD mana circle 0. Ooh, and right, that also needs to be center bottom. Oh dear. Except no, it doesn't apparently. Okay, maybe we just need to do much the same as what we did. Because, right, we did quite a lot more to the HUD mana here. Yeah, right here. Sure, I'm just going to tentatively copy all of this to the portrait mode and see what it makes of it. Boom. Ooh. Yeah, so that pushes the joysticks all the way to the bottom. And also still doesn't look right. What else could be? Wait, where is HUD mana center bottom, it says, so that's correct. 0? No. It's weird how... Negative 50%? No. Negative 25%? We're getting wacky here. Negative... Yeah, we're at some weird number now. That's not going to be anything. No, that's not anything. I wonder... HUD is still absolute. Yeah, so it is. That's where it's latching to. Okay, you know what? I'm starting to mess with things that I ought not to be messing with because they were more or less working before. So, yeah, you know what? I'm not going to mess with that even at all. Because that looks fine, as does that. And yeah, that was basically it, as I just wanted to make them all a bit smaller on mobile. Right, gotta unlock them first by using a joystick, which is a little weird and I might change, but... Anyway, that still looks decent. I'm quite happy with that. I'm quite pleased. Quite pleased, I dare say. That was the goal for this evening, and it's looking like it's working. Pardon me. Oh, you've got to head to bed. Wrecked. Have a good night, man. Alright, man. You too. You have a great night. I hope you get a good sleep. Thanks for hanging out. I'm going to take this opportunity to take another vape break. And, yeah, dude. Hope to see you around. And, yeah. Join me next Friday if you feel like some very poorly organized coding live stream action. Ah, yes. Will do, says Mitch. Alright, bruh. Happy to hear that, man. And of course, you happen to know full well that not if, but when the Mitching Hour picks back up, I too shall be right there in attendance. Because I missed the sick cross-site scripting attacks one, and I will never miss another Mitching Hour because I cannot miss another historic moment like that. I'm so mad at myself for missing that, bro. Anyway, have a good night. Alrighty. Y'all ready to get back to some landscape coding? Let's do it. Alright. So the only other thing I was thinking of was maybe slightly fading out the opacity on, like, everything? Let's try opacity. Wait, hold on. That's... No, it won't get canceled because it's element level, so 0.8. That's looking okay. Negative 0.2. I don't know about that so much, but let's do like 5 and see how that looks. I'm thinking maybe HUD everything minus, let's see here. I have a style in mind for this, guys, not to fear. We'll say, where does HUD start? We'll say HUD direct child of any type will be opacity 0.5, but we're going to say child of any type but not the dot, whatever I called it, the joystick container thing, HUD joysticks. So that way everything is faded out except for the joysticks. Which that to me makes sense because you always kind of want to know where those are on the screen so you can, yeah, that makes sense to me. I don't know if 0.5 is quite the right amount of fade. It could be more, it could be less. Like in the dark areas it shows through really good, but like what happens if we're like surrounded in a clusterfuck of color? What happens then, I wonder, right? The problem with the clusterfucks is they do fade out quite quickly, but you know what? I think this is good. I would almost venture to say we could go even lower. I'm gonna try that. Let's do 0.4. No, you know what? 0.5 was better. I think 0.5 is the money spot right there. So yeah. Oh, hello. Who's this? I'm checking the chat again, and first time chat. Mono and Zed Just joined the stream. Looking good. Real question though, what brand vape? Yes, indeed, that is a good question. I'm rocking the Caliburn G. I'm fully aware that they have a G2, but I bought 2 of them and destroyed 2 of them in the course of 2 weeks. Both of them lasted me around about a week. So I'm not a fan of the G2 personally. Maybe they fixed whatever bug they had with it, but I'm all about the G1. And the biggest reason by far, haha, shit. Yep. The biggest reason by far that I like the Caliburn G1, it has a gold accent on the button, a little gold trim on the button. Can't beat that, I'm afraid. Absolutely cannot beat that. Also, Mono NZ, are you by chance from New Zealand? Just judging by the NZ in your username. Yeah, bro, he says. Hell yeah, dude. Fun fact, the Mitching Hour, who is chatting on here just before you, is a little ways north from you in Australia. Fun fact. Funner fact. My mom is from New Zealand. Kiwi, but in Australia, more dev jobs here. Haha, fair enough, yeah. Yeah, man. But yeah, that's the fun fact for the evening for you, is my mom is New Zealand, so I'm half Kiwi. Anyway, we're going to dive back into some landscape coding, and I will check the chat in a moment. That's sick. Yeah, bro. Absolutely. New Zealand is sick, dude. I'm proud to be half from there. New Zealand is a cool country. So anyhow, looks like there's a juicy one right here. Nice, got that. I want to see if I can wedge a fireball in here. Doosh. Oh, no, it made it through. Interesting. Anyway, yeah, I'm almost down to just like say this is good and be all right with it. I guess I should just make sure I haven't broken anything else. So like portrait still looks and responds how I would expect. And then this I still need to fix, but if you like go into DevTools, it like resizes it right. If you rotate the phone, it resizes it right. If you exit phone mode, it doesn't trigger a resize event, so my HUD, or maybe it does and like the order's out of sync or something, because I've got a couple resize events on the go, but you have to actually resize it yourself to get it to like work. It's the same if you do that. So I'm just gonna do a hard reload, not so hard reload. So there we go, yeah, cool. It does indeed appear like it's working. This all looks pretty much normal. I don't think I've broken anything on the desktop HUD by working on the mobile HUD. Yeah, man. I'm good to I'm pretty good to commit that there, I dare say. So let's do that. Shut down the client and server, open up a new tab, and I know you don't actually have to do this with Git. You can do it from any subdirectory, but I always like to do it from the root directory because I'm weird. Let's see. Wait, actually, hold up. What did I do last? Merge branch UI overhaul into beta. Okay, cool. Am I just on beta right now? Yep. Whatever. I guess it doesn't matter. My deployment's broken anyway, so... yep, so git status diff. So we got rid of those draggable properties because that was breaking things in a very, very edge case. Added orientation change, made it so it's always scaling unless we go into desktop mode, in which case it won't. Pulled out the animations for the joysticks into a like outside of the media queries. Then did a bunch of stuff in the media queries, I think, and I feel like that's it. Yep. All right, cool. So we're done. Git add all, git status, git commit dash message adds landscape orientation to mobile view. Hit push origin beta. I feel like that might not be wise to do on stream, but whatever. We'll find out. There we go. Because it'll show the Git address, but it's a private repo, so it's not like y'all can do anything. Come at me, yo. Except please don't, because I don't trust myself to be hack proof, so please don't actually come at me. I won't win that war. And yeah, it always still shows style as yellow because it thinks I'm doing bad things and it's warning me about it. But this is the only way I could find online to customize sliders, which I did in the game settings thing right here for the music volume and the sound effects volume. But yeah. Haha, ship it. Yeah, dude, that's right. That's hilarious, man. I used to stream way more than I do nowadays, and one of the emojis we would spam in my little community was that ship it emoji. What's the game? Looks great, says Mono NZ. Thanks, mate. It's basically just like a PvP like big-ish battle, top-down spellcasting shooter thing. But yeah, emphasis on the PvP. It's just PvP. Here, hold up. We do have a Discord for it, which you can join by hitting up this link, which I will share. It's a work in progress. It's not anywhere yet, but inside of the Discord on that link, I do post semi-frequent. I try and keep them somewhat consistent, but I've been doing not the best job lately. Nice, man. We'll check it out. Yeah, dude, sounds good. But yeah, I post little update clips in that thing, and I do plan on doing these live streams on Fridays now. So that's hopefully a thing that will become a thing. But yeah, it's kind of exciting. I've got like a little bit of a publishing deal and like a little bit of a publishing partnership in the works for it already. I've got a little bit of a technical partnership in the works for it. How I managed to get all these partnerships on the go, don't ask me because I don't really know. It all just kind of like fell into my lap. But yeah, so I'm just going ham and trying to make the best game I possibly can for it, and that's my TED Talk. Mono NZ, if you're still there, are you yourself a game developer? Gotta go ham. Yeah, dude, exactly. Gotta go ham. You gotta go ham, man. Especially like, yo, I don't know. I haven't had an opportunity like this one before, so I'm really gotta go ham. I wish. How you wish like you're not a game developer, you're just like perusing the GameDev Twitch and stuff, Twitch channels or whatever. I don't know why I'm closing that. I always just keep it open. But anyway. You're native mobile dev. Cool, man. Cool. Right on. What do you use for native mobile dev? Do you like native? Like, are you like Objective-C or Swift or Java or Kotlin or any? Are you one of those? Yeah, just working on my own stuff. Thought I'd check out what others were working on. Good to see people smashing it. Yeah, man, totally. I love Twitch for that, man. Twitch is a dope community for like chilling and like kind of just like, I don't know, chilling with people while they work on stuff or vice versa. But yeah, are you like Kotlin native or like do you do like React native or like what flavor of native dev? Yeah, Kotlin, Android, and learning Swift at the moment. Got to build my app for iPhones now. Sucks. Yeah, I know. It's kind of brutal that the market share is just like divided 50-50 like that, eh? makes it hard on us devs. Although, Mono NZ, if you ever feel the need to torture yourself and learn web development, have a look at this library-ish framework thing that I'm trying to remember that I can't remember. Hold on, what's it called? Give me a sec. Yeah, Kotlin. Oh, no, sorry, I already read that message. What is it? What am I looking for here? Hold on, I'll switch back so you can see what I'm looking at here. It's not Electron, that's the other one. It's Ionic. It's something from Ionic, a capacitor. Yeah, dude. So if you ever delve into the web world, this can take you back to, oh, I have to maintain React web app at work since the web dev left. Sucks more. Yeah, fair enough, man. Fair enough. Web dev isn't for everyone. I can understand that. But I will say, personally, I love web dev. I started with web dev like well, technically I started with Flash game development like properly a million years ago. But then I switched over to JavaScript when Flash kind of was dying out, and then when it finally died out, I actually took the plunge and picked up like a JavaScript game engine that I wanted to learn. And I'm very happy in my decision so far. Phaser.js is real good. Real good. If you're into 2D, it's real good. I feel like its 3D stuff is getting better, but at the moment it's not. Like, its 2D stuff is far ahead of its 3D stuff at the moment. Let's just say that. What time is it anyhow? It is 4:57. Wow, it's 5 in the morning for me. Mono NZ. I'll most likely need to properly learn web dev at some point, admin panels and shiz. Yeah, that makes sense. Like, why wouldn't your admin panel be on a website, right? Because like then you can access it from anything, anywhere. It's just a lot easier that way. I should learn more. I just used a template like a scrub for my site. But whatever, right? Like your portfolio site. I mean, like, ain't nothing wrong with that. Just change the colors a little bit, change the theming, make it look good. Now you have a sick portfolio. Nothing wrong with that. Here, I'll share with you. I'll share with you my the current iteration of my own website. It's literally just a Hashnode blog with some custom theming I did, i.e. I gave the background banner an image, but I also did a kind of cool thing where I made it like overlaid by like a linear gradient that fades out to purple on this side, fades out to purple on this side, but then I'm also using a box shadow so it fades out to purple on an inset box shadow, so it fades to purple on the top slightly too. So if you like over scroll on a Mac, it'll do that, but it like kind of blends it nicely. I thought that was a nice little touch, just saying. But yeah, honestly, man, I'm quite happy with the website that Hashnode gives you. It's all done in Next.js, which is exactly how I would do my own website. And like, yeah, you know, it's just it's nice to have like a dedicated like editor built into your platform and all that for blogging anyway. So that's why, I don't know, I don't mind using a solution like that. Let's see. Oh, got a nice little back crack doing that stretch. Eep, the proper website for my app I launched, haha. Oh, haha, not a portfolio for the proper site you launch for your app, but no one's complained, so hey, no one's complained, that's good. Just a landing page to download the app. Looks, yep, that works though. Especially for an app, that's really all you need, unless it's like an app that requires like some kind of a wiki or something, right? Also, looks sweet, thank you. I assume that's talking about my website. Thank you. Web devs usually miss those nice little things you just showed. Good to see the overscrolls used. Thank you, yes. Yeah, it's easy, like, yeah, pardon me. I really just, I don't know, not to toot my own noggin or whatever, but I have been doing web dev like long enough that I do know all the little, like, those little weird quirks and stuff that you see in different browsers. Not all of them, I shouldn't say that. I should definitely not say that, actually. I don't know all of them, because I'm sure there's more, like 20 new ones every day. But I know enough of them to, like, hack together a decent looking UI, you know? You know? While I'm in chat only mode, and I'm assuming none of y'all can see my screen, I'm going to take a quick peek into my secret section of my computer and have a look at what I said I was going to do for the next update on Hex.club. Because, yeah, it looks like I was the full mobile client, portrait and landscape, so that's basically done. Interactive tutorial and complete Korean and Spanish translations. Okay. Actually, I'm wondering if I can revert this easily enough. For my game, MonoNZ, for my game, I recently did a pretty big gameplay shift where all of these polygonal blobs that you absorb energy from and you can walk through, they used to be a lot smaller and a lot more spaced apart and not overlapping each other like crazy. And one of the and also you weren't able to walk through or / over them. I'm still not sure how I feel about this as like a gameplay decision, but I feel like it opens the way for like some more dynamic gameplay, like especially with like the speed adjustment of the bullets and stuff. Like here, if I shoot that in there, it's gonna go real slow, and we're probably gonna get to see it blow up if I follow it. Boom, yeah. But I don't know. I think this is the kind of thing I need to play test. In fact, maybe that would be a good thing to do soon, is actually organize a real play test and like try out a couple different game modes throughout the course of the week and take votes on the best one or something. That seems like a democratic way of doing things. Yeah, anyway. I don't know. Looks cool. Getting absorbed then released well. Is it just you working on it? Yes, it's just me at the moment working on it. A friend of mine did offer to help out with it, but he's a little bit more on the junior side of development. And I just, when publishers and stuff started getting involved, I didn't really want to risk like some random little bug being introduced. Not saying that I can't. I'm immune to introducing bugs, but I don't know. I just didn't really want to add that risk, you know? So, like, I did, yeah, anyway, I don't know. Yes, so long story short, yes, it's just me working on it at the moment. You just help me in translate the that was 21. That's like, it's a, like, yeah. But thank you. For what else? Weird. portrait. And I could mobile. The reason so don't judge me. That's back. Oh, I think I might. It might be. Is you know what? It's been a so uh, the future.